such a pleasure to have you over here. We're delighted to have with us Ms. Rizma Butt, who is the co-founder, co-CEO of 1 Million Teachers, IMT and IMT Cares. She's dedicated to empowering educators in underserved regions across sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia. She has expertise in building cross-functional, cross-continental partnerships, and she has led transformative educational initiatives aimed at addressing global challenges such as teacher shortage and global inequality. Rizma holds a Master of Management, Innovation, and Entrepreneurship from Queen's University. She serves as an adjunct professor at Queen's University and St. Lawrence College. Ms. Rizma also fosters entrepreneurial mindsets and empowers aspiring minds to find solutions to real-world challenges. Ms. Rizma's leadership extends to her work with NGOs in Pakistan, where she has collaborated to provide free education to underprivileged children. Thank you so much for being here. We're delighted to have you. So would you please come over and talk about your work? Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody, for having me, and thank you for the great introduction. My name is Rizma Butt, and I'm one of the co-founders and the CEO for 1 Million Teachers. I started as a COO, Chief Operating Officer, so that's a recent transition in a new role of a CEO, a lot of pressure and a lot of things to carry forward, inshallah. So if I talk about 1 Million Teachers, what I want to do is introduce you to 1 Million Teachers, what we do on a global level, what we're doing in Pakistan, how we started, why we started, and what impact we have made so far. And how can everybody in Pakistan as educators be a part of this global movement? We started back in 2017 when I did my master's program. And I always say that's the best thing I did was I met a person from Nigeria. His name was Hakeem Subair, who's also the co-founder and was the CEO for 1 Million Teachers. He's still part of 1 Million Teachers, but we're working on a bigger project, which is called One Empty Village. We're making a physical institution for educators in Nigeria, which is on 400 acres of land. So inshallah, you're going to hear about that soon as well. The work is in progress. I would say when we started in 2017, we just had an idea. And we had this breakout project for which we went and presented and pitched 1 Million Teachers. And luckily, the Faculty of Education, Queen's University, Rebecca was there. She literally came to us and tapped on our shoulders and said, how can I help you? What can I do to be a part of this initiative? We met the next day and she said, I'll create an army with you. I'll support you in the best possible way. And nothing needs to be financial, but the support that they've given us so far is not equivalent to any millions of dollars we have received from other funders or our sponsors. They have been our partners since 2017 for the last 9 years. And one more thing, in 2025, in September, we also made the Guinness Book of World Record of having the largest gathering in Nigeria, Lagos, of 15,000 educators. They were teachers from different sectors, public, private, and doesn't matter. They were like PhD students as well, teacher candidates, or people who are passionate about education were part of that initiative. This is a very famous quote that's very dear to Hakeem and I, and it says, the single greatest effect on student achievement is not the race, is not the poverty, but the effectiveness of a teacher. What we have seen according to UNESCO, by 2030, there's going to be a shortage of 44 million teachers. We're in 2026. We're almost there. What are we doing? Nothing. There are 272 million young and youth out of school. Pakistan, which is in South Asia, and Sub-Saharan Africa are getting the biggest hit. And a lot of people ask me, why did you go to Sub-Saharan Africa first? Because they needed the most. 15 million teachers shortage by 2030. Teachers are catalysts for sustainable transformation. We forget teachers play a bigger role other than the classroom. They uplift the communities, they uplift the families, they uplift the future generations. we need to focus on teacher training. There's an average teacher that affects 3,000 children. And I'm not going to actually bore you guys with the stats. I'm going to go to the main part, which is what are we doing as 1 million teachers? We're working on a triple challenge. And what we do is we're trying to close the gap. We attract new people to the teaching profession. A lot of times people think to come to the teaching profession for a very short period of time. We're trying to motivate, bring in new talent. We're trying to train the untrained teachers. And our motto is to actually work on ongoing professional training. So we're improving the teachers who are already trained. So our fundamental pillars are pedagogy, which I like to define as arts and science of teaching. Then we have educational leadership, which consists of soft skills. And lastly, the technical skills that are very important these days. A lot of times teachers come to me and they're like, will AI replace me? I'm like, no, but a teacher who knows about AI can definitely replace you. So there's a question that always comes from the audience is, so what comes under pedagogy, soft skills, or technical skills? So I'm just taken some of the content and just actually put that on the screen for you to understand, like pedagogy skills, the future-ready teachers, talking about the pedagogy, innovation, student-centric instructions, project-based learning. So soft skills, we talk about emotional intelligence. And these are just some of the courses that are part of our amazing Black Belt program. And people are like, why Black Belt program? We wanted to make it more fun, gamified for teachers. Doesn't mean you're a teacher, you should have a very static, a boring content to study. It needs to be fun. And trust me, when teachers graduate and complete the Black Belt program, they're called Black Belts. And they proudly go on LinkedIn and say, we started working as a Black Belt teacher. And that's a big moment for us at 1 million teachers. So what we have done, we have divided the Black Belt program into 14 different steps. Each belt has different content of pedagogy, soft skills, and technical skills. Who has written the content is another big question. So we worked with Faculty of Education at Queen's University to write the content, UNESCO, and we have our in-house instructor designers who have created all of the content that goes under the Black Belt program. Not only that, we do have some standalone courses available for other people to take. For example, we have a very popular course on gender responsive, which is written by Girl Rising, which is also a global initiative. They're working on a very smaller scale in Pakistan as well, which talks about girl-child education and its importance, and how, as an educator, you can become an advocate for girl-child education. At each belt, teachers get a certificate and a badge that they can share on LinkedIn so they can build their profile as well while they're learning. Also, I would like to add, it's 33 hours of total content, self-paced, and in bite size. We have an app as well, but our web browser is as user-friendly as the app. So I say app is a luxury. You don't need an app. You don't need a laptop. You don't need a tablet. You just need a smartphone. That's it. And you're good to go for the learning. I would like to play the short video of one of our Black Belts who went through the program and what she has to say about 1 million teachers Black Belt program. Not this one.
My name is Rashida Sadiq, and I'm here to talk about the benefits I've gained from being a Black Belt in the 1 Million Teachers program. It's really been so useful to me, both personally and professionally. Being on the 1 Million Teachers platform and going through the different belt levels taught me grit and perseverance. I was able to learn the best practices and the newest things that were good for teachers and learners. And now I teach, bearing in mind that I have to include problem solving, I have to be emotionally aware, I have to include critical thinking with my learners. When I became a Black Belt, it even just got better. We had weekly sessions where we were able to rub minds with individuals from all over the world, discussing how to move education forward. There have also been a lot of other benefits, like introduction of health insurance scheme. This has really put a lot of teachers' minds at rest. We are always motivated. I now encourage as many teachers as I can to join the movement, to learn more, to become Black Belts.
A biggest element is celebration and motivation for our teachers. What do we do after they're done the black belt? We do the graduation ceremony for our teachers, which is in person, where we celebrate our teachers. And that actually motivates them. And they're together, and they know they're one force. So we do different in-person graduations, and we've done them in 20 different countries so far, and they just don't happen once a year. In Kenya, we do like 4 or 5 one in a year. Or in Nigeria, we did last time 5. They're like teachers who are passionate, and they're looking forward to these celebrations as well. How many times do we celebrate our teachers? How many times do we get together as educators and celebrate and are on the same page? So that's our biggest element of our 1 million teachers. And that's where the dignity and motivation comes in. And they love it because they go and they share their stories. So they talk about storytelling, the impact that 1 million teachers have made in their lives. So what happens once they're done with the Black Belt program? The phase 2 is called Journey of Empowerment, where we provide mentorship to our teachers. I'll briefly talk about HP MAT, which is called HP Mentor a Teacher program. We started off with HP executives who mentored the teachers. Once the teachers in cohort 1 were mentors, those mentees became mentors. And once you become a mentee, in the next cohort, you become a mentor. So you're also getting the skill of mentorship. So you're becoming a mentor. And this is like a paid opportunity for the teachers. And there were teachers from Pakistan who were mentoring teachers in Nigeria and Kenya. So we are making a global community. So you're not stuck within your own country, you're connected on a global level. And that's what we want to do, and that's what our aim is, to create a global movement. We have great partnership with Queen's University, like I told you about. Every year in March, we go to different parts in sub-Saharan Africa where we do the research with the black belts that how has 1 million teachers impacted their lives, to see the impact. And we write a research paper on that. This year in March, we're going to Rwanda and Tanzania. And I'm hoping one day we'll come to Pakistan as well, inshallah. Another organization we work with closely is Girl Rising, and they have a very popular program I was talking about, the Gender Responsive Education course, which is very, very popular and part of the Black Belt program, and also a standalone course because we had a lot of queries about having it as a standalone. So anyone can take it. You don't need to be in education. Anyone who needs to learn about gender responsiveness can take this course. There's another program that we offer is called the Mastermind Group Program, where black belts who are shortlisted, so you have to apply, and you can only get this opportunity once you're a black belt. Same goes for the HP MAT program. You need to be a black belt in order to get that opportunity. So in this mastermind group, we work with UNESCO, where we work on a community-based project. So they work on an idea of a problem in a community, but they team up on a global level. So there are people from Pakistan, there are people from Kenya, Nigeria who team up and work on a problem and come up with a solution that they can implement in Kenya, in Nigeria, and in Pakistan together to see the impact. Because we want teachers to think beyond the classrooms. And because the aim is to uplift the community, not just working within a classroom space. We also have weekly sessions once you become a black belt. Every Thursday at 1 p.m., which is a fixed time, black belts actually get together and we have guest speakers who come in and talk about different topics. Like, for example, when AI came in, a lot of teachers didn't even know what AI stands for. So we invited a lot of guest speakers to educate the educators what AI is, how can they use AI in the classrooms. And that's when we started developing courses of AI for professional development, AI for educators on a platform as well. We also had guest speakers talking about children going through trauma. So we get a lot of subject matter experts who come in every Thursday for 1 hour and have a very engaging and interactive session with the black belts. Another thing we do is called the 1MT Anchor School that we collaborated with Queen's University. If any of the schools who have more than 50 black belts get the flag of Queen's University and 1 million teachers, to identify that they're working towards a mission and a vision and become a learning hub for 1 million teachers, where other teachers who are not part of the school but come in and learn and do the professional training. So far, we have 150,000 teachers on our platform. We are in 20 different countries. We have impacted 5 million students so far. We've worked on 200 plus community projects, and we're trying to actually expand further, inshallah, as well. Nothing could be done without our partners. And recently, we partnered with IT as well, who believes in collaboration and partnership. And that's what we need in Pakistan, that collaboration partnership takes you a long way. To collaborate with someone who can actually take your mission and vision further. So these are some of the ALTPAC pictures from Ghana in 2018. That's when we started our first research work. We go with teacher candidates, actually from Faculty of Education who are about to graduate. And we go and they work in different schools in Sub-Saharan Africa. They learn the environment. They tend to understand how do they teach, what are the flaws, what's the difference between the education system in North America compared to in Sub-Saharan Africa, and then we write a research paper. Plus, we work with the black belts as well to see how has 1 million teachers impacted and changed their classroom environment. This was in Cote d'Ivoire in 2018. Then we have another campus of Queen's University in England. That's where we did one ALTPAC as well to understand the difference between Europe and North American way of teaching. Then this was in Rwanda in 2019, Tanzania 2019 again. Then in Kenya 2020. This was in South Africa 2023. And then we had COVID, so there was a delay. And then Kenya again, 2024 to 25. This was another opportunity we got. And I would like to add that the black belts, once you become a black belt, if we get an opportunity on a stage to talk about our initiative, we take one of our stars, one of the black belts, to go with us and talk about what they have done in education. They don't talk about how we impacted them. No, they talked about what they have done. So we got an opportunity to have a session in Anga in 2022, and we took one of our teachers who's from Nigeria. Her name is Fatma, who actually went and presented her initiative. So she actually helps girls to crochet so they can earn a little money so they can go and actually go to school. So she talked about her initiative, gave her a platform. Right now, she's doing her master's in US. Then we had Monotaro in Kingston, in which we talked about art. With another collaboration with Girl Rising. This was another conference that I attended, which was BET, where we have a roundtable conference and people coming in from HP, Intel, Microsoft. We work together to see how can we make the education space better. How can we work on digital literacy on a global level as one? How can we partner up and make it a global impact? This was another opportunity we got at Oxford, and that's when we took Rashida, the video you saw of the lady, and where she went and talked about her community work she's doing. So she owns a school bus, and she takes it around in her community and teaches children how to read. So she's doing that beyond the classroom. That's her contribution towards her community. And this is the Guinness Book of World Record that we made this year in September 2025. And this was our first Pakistan International graduation in Riyadh that we did last year in November, where 200 teachers actually graduated, and we celebrated with them. And this is Hakeem, who's my co-founder. And our big vision is that this organization is for the teachers, and we want this to be run by the teachers one day as well. Thank you. And I would love some questions.
Thank you so much, Rizma. The floor is open for questions.
So our headquarters is in Canada, but we also have offices in Nigeria and Kenya and Rwanda, where we have the most of the teachers coming on this platform. So once we hit a number, we actually start investing and build our office. We have our own people in that country. So we recently launched in Pakistan, but the positive response I'm getting in Pakistan, I think I need to do it sooner than later, this year, for sure. No, please, go ahead.
So are these paid programs?
Oh, thank you. So this is free. So we're offering free to public and private teachers, and they're primary and secondary teachers mainly. We do have teachers who have done bachelor's, master's, MPhil, and 1% of them are PhD teachers who are part of our program. And 4 out of 1 teachers are untrained that join our program. No worries.
This is essentially pre-service.
Yes. No,
No, it's not
no, in service, sorry, in service, sorry.
service.
Yes.
All right, all right. Okay. Any other questions?
It's like based on asynchronous model, and at each level they have an assessment, and we have put the bar a little higher for teachers. It's 90%, so you have to pass 90% in order to go to the next belt. Yes.
Dr. Sophia.
Hi. Sure, love that.
I don't want to take up other people's time. So others can ask it, 'cause I have a number of them.
Dr.
So I'm sorry, I might have missed it on the first few
No
slides,
worries.
but how do you guys calculate the teacher shortage? Like, what's the student-teacher ratio that you're using to determine how many teachers the system needs? Because I noticed for South Asia, it's 7.8 million, and so South Asia has probably together
Yeah.
roughly a third of the world's population right now, most of which are children. So if we look at just the out-of-school children population in Pakistan, we would need for about a student-teacher ratio of 25 to 1, we need an excess of 800,000 teachers, and that's just for out-of-school.
Out of school,
And
yeah.
then when we look at our public schools, we've got these insane ratios.
Oh,
where
yes.
We've got
Oh, yeah.
45, 60 kids
Yes.
to one teacher.
Yes.
So what's, have you made a determination for Pakistan?
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing that related to that I wanted to ask was, I might be wrong, but
Mm-hmm.
I read that you guys recently partnered with SF in
Mm-hmm.
KP. So I just want to understand what that relationship is about and how you plan to help, because they work
Mm-hmm. Sure.
mostly with community schools.
Yeah. So starting with the stats, we took them from UNESCO, and the data that we take for the average is we take it from the World Bank. So the World Bank says 45 so far, but it's old data. But keeping in mind what we could find, which is authentic, that's what we go with. There are some countries for which there's 65. For Nigeria, it's 55. For Rwanda, it's a little lower, it was 45. But it's different for each country. But the data is very outdated, and it's very hard to find online as well. That's why we go with the reliable resources, even it's from 2018. I know by now it might be higher or lower, but we try to stick with what's authentic data available online for us. And even with the 44 million, it was 65 million before, a couple of years back. So UNESCO actually took out a new report like 2 years back. Now it's 44 million.
Sorry, I want to let you go to the second one, but just a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's worth, like, if you've got country offices for at least 3 of the countries you've mentioned,
Yeah.
you're considering one for Pakistan.
Yes.
I mean, these are very demanding systems,
Yes.
huge child populations. Do you think it's worth working with governments to get access to that
Data, yes.
so that you can generate your own statistics? I think you can make a much more accurate push
Yes.
then for how many teachers are really needed.
That's a good point, and I'm coming to that. So before, when we started 1 million teachers, we were not taking that data. Now it's been 3 years, we have collected that data. We're waiting it to be a 5-year data in order to be it more solid. So yes, we are collecting that data. So we do like a baseline survey in the beginning where we ask, what school are you from? How many children are you teaching? So it's like one-on-one for each teacher. So we're even getting it from each school, each district, each country. So yes, within the next 2 years, we will have our own data ready. Yeah, we're collecting the data for sure, because we saw the need after actually seeing the data is very old, it's not up to date, it's not accurate. So what can we do? And unfortunately, working with government is a challenge. It's a big challenge. There are delays. We have to run after that. Because when we launched 1 million teachers in the beginning, we tried to work with the government. I'll give you an example in Nigeria. They gave us like pennies, literally, for what we have to pay for each teacher every year. Teachers get lifelong access. We don't take the access away because we keep adding the content. And they signed everything and the government changed. And then that's when we decided, should we work with the government or should we just keep moving on with our mission? and vision. That's what we did. And now the government actually works with us. They're after us, and they approved our professional training to be a part of teacher training, just recently in Nigeria. So we don't need to work with the government, but if the government can work with us, that's great. That's great. And the data, we're working on it. So in next 2 years, we're going to have our own data, have our own numbers to show. Yeah. Yes.
Sorry,
So just to also, so in our meetings, in our collaboration with 1 million teachers, we were in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and what was good was that, once the government is, some signed an MOU, it's been happening in Islamabad, tomorrow it's in Punjab. But I think what's important is to see in the projections that the government is doing on out-of-school children and teachers in need, because they have now, at least for public sector, or some that are publicly financed schools. So I think the data, the more data-driven, the better it would be
Exactly.
in terms of projections, whether it is for in-service or part of what they are now calling the induction programs of teachers. So hopefully, if the government is wanting to take the next step, like we'll be meeting people in
Yeah.
Sindh soon. So I think the question would be how government is fairly open about its data. It's a question of how fast they can move into this format.
And
I know in KP they've done
oh yeah, they've done
quite
that.
a bit of online
Yes.
work.
And I would say I got a positive response so far from the government of Pakistan. That's not what we got when we were working in sub-Saharan Africa. There's always in the thing like, what are we getting first? And I did get a really positive response from my team as well for the teachers who are in Pakistan. They're like, they're needy and they understand they need teacher training, but they don't have the right platforms to be on. So they're happy and grateful. But in sub-Saharan Africa, teachers have the mindset, what are we getting once we become a certified teacher? So I've seen a very positive and optimistic, I would say, approach in education system in Pakistan, which I'm really happy about so far. And with KP, yes, we have signed the MOU with them. And I was just talking to them today. So we're going to be onboarding teachers by district. We're working on that, yeah.
So are these the teachers in the regular primary schools?
Yes.
Or the community schools?
Regular primary schools and secondary schools, yeah.
I need to wrap my mind around
Sure.
this. This is essentially about 97% online,
It's 100% online.
100%.
The
But
black
when
belt
you-
program.
Yes, the black belt.
Yes.
But when you get the black belts, then they meet
Yes,
physically.
physically,
designating.
and becomes a little bit of hybrid as well. We do in-person workshops, but not that much. It's more, I would say 99% even then online. Yes. Because we want to build like a global community. We want people to be connected from Pakistan, in Kenya, in Nigeria, so they can all learn what's happening there and works best. Can that be applied in our country? And vice versa as well.
And people have access to each other.
Yes,
You've
easy
kept that
access.
open.
Yes, we have given that as well. Yes.
Thank you.
Pakistan right now you're only targeting public sector.
No, private as well, both. We do have, yes, we are non-for-profit, yes. No, not really, no, doesn't matter. Like our aim is to empower the educators. They could be from any sector. Even if you think of becoming a teacher, you can be a part of this program. You don't need to be qualified or have a degree to be a part of this program. Yes, really. Hi.
We have worked on 1 million app, and almost all teachers from Sanjay Nagar are enrolled into it. And here we have 2 teachers who are the black belt.
Great. I hope I'm going to see you guys on the 7th.
Yeah, inshallah.
Inshallah. So
But
they have their
how
graduation.
would be confirmed that we are invited for the graduation
You are
ceremony?
invited. I'm going to
Because
give you
we
my
have not
card.
received any invitation formally.
Okay, no worries. I'll give you my card and you can send me a WhatsApp message and I'll invite you.
Thank you.
You guys are.
Possibly hear something from the black belts from Sanjay Nagar. Could you share your experience
Yes.
and how relevant it is?
Wonderful experience for me because it's a big big platform for about teaching and learning. So I really enjoyed this platform, and now I'm going further to complete my other mentorship program, Future Ready Teachers. So I'm really enjoying this.
I'm great. And did you take part in HP MAT or you have to take part in HP MAT?
Today, I think we have the part of the HP.
Okay, perfect. Amazing.
Any other questions? Okay, Sophia, over to you.
Please go ahead. No, that's
Yeah,
okay.
the reason I'm so interested is because my
I'll
research.
give you my card. You can ask me questions even after.
Yeah, that'd
Trust
be
me,
amazing.
I would love that. Yeah.
So my research area is teacher education. That's why I'm so interested. You mentioned like the practicum and stuff, and I'm just wondering, have you explored the market or opportunities in Pakistan to partner with academia so that
Yeah.
you could help build up the practicum? We have one here, but we're not a teacher training institute. But that's an issue in Pakistan.
Yes.
So one of the biggest reasons that pre-service teacher education is losing popularity is because of a policy problem. But other than the policy problem, where you don't need to have
Yeah.
that qualification to become a teacher in the public system, but it's also because the practicum isn't as relevant or the curriculum isn't as relevant to teaching. So are you in conversation with universities or the HEC? That's one question. The other thing I was wondering was, how do you make your whatever materials on the app relevant to the particular curricular needs of the country that you're working in?
Yes. So it's adaptable. The content is easily adaptable. We kept in mind when we were creating the content. That's why we actually had instructor designers. We worked with people on a global level with UNESCO, and then we involved faculty of education as well to create this curriculum. So we say it's a toolbox, which is given to a teacher. And then how they're going to use the toolbox, it's all dependent on them. And we're going to help them to use it as well. And we teach them what tools and how these tools could be applicable in different situations. So it's in English. We kept very basic English as well. We have different voices from global level so people can understand. We have the transcript as well going while the speaker is speaking as well for them to read if they don't understand what they're saying. So we kept all of these factors in mind, and we did a lot of pilots as well before we launched it, not just in Sub-Saharan Africa, but in Pakistan as well so far. Yeah. I would say September 2025. Yes, so very recently. But it was always open for Pakistanis, but not formally launched in Pakistan, I would say.
Did we have a question? So would you like to ask a question? Oh, okay. I have a question.
Sure.
Rizma. Thank you so much for introducing us to this wonderful program. You mentioned that you got feedback from teachers in Nigeria where they were particularly interested in what can we do with the program after the fact.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, within Pakistan, what's your feedback been from people that have been a part of this? And if there are any other support systems or initiatives by your office created that can help sort of mobilize teachers more within Pakistan specifically.
Yes.
So we've got in the audience students in our MPhil program, and a lot of their research is obviously within the Pakistani context. So just wondering, curious about that.
So we do collaborate with partners, with universities to write more content because we keep writing content. We work with the teacher candidates to write and develop content that we can publish on our platform, which we're giving out for free. So Faculty of Education at Queen's, that's what their contribution is. They work with us to publish different content on pedagogy and soft skills. So that's where universities can come in. We do work with Queen's University on research-based project as well. If LUMS would be ever interested to collaborate with Queen's University, we can make that happen, and we can work on a collaboration with Queen's 1 million teachers and LUMS to do some research-based project. I already did talk to them if they were interested, and they said, yes, why not? They would love to explore Pakistan as well and be here. Even though Pakistan is on red highlighted on Canadian website. So the teacher candidates can't come, but their faculty can come. But Nigeria is also red, so they can't go to Nigeria. That's why we haven't gone to Nigeria. Kenya is yellow, so that's okay. But unfortunately, they can't come here, but their faculty can come because their faculty, their dean and associate dean have been to Nigeria. They're allowed, but they can't send their students to Pakistan, unfortunately. Yeah.
Any other questions? I just have one more question. I was
Yes,
just wondering, is there also something being done in your content around this for children with disabilities who
Yes.
we want to mainstream?
Yes.
Ji.
So we have courses on disability and autism as well, and children with special needs. So that's a part. Even children coming from a poverty, the poor backgrounds as well. So we have worked on that as well. Yes. Yes. So I'll definitely share the list of the content that we have. It's a big list. So it's like 14 different belts, which each has different modules in it.
Just to follow up on just that point.
Yes.
So with the curriculum including content for special needs, like you mentioned, is that you're teaching teachers specific pedagogical skills
Yes.
that
Yes.
can cater better to special needs?
Yeah, exactly.
Or you mentioned autism,
Yes.
right? Because there are techniques that are actually
There's a
quite
different way, yes.
Yeah, I mean, there are things that teachers end up using anyway without really realizing that this
Yes.
is a particular.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious about, and how much of the space would that take up in the program that a teacher enrolled
It
in?
doesn't have a big space because still developing, and we're looking for subject matter experts and instructor designers to work on it.
Okay.
So if we have an opportunity with universities to actually collaborate and write that content, we would love to have that more.
Right.
Because if I look, because my niece, she's autistic,
Right.
so they have therapists. They don't even call them teachers.
Yeah.
They're therapists, so in ABH and all. So they're trained on a different level, and they get, the therapy outside the classroom. They do go to the regular school as well, but they have to go to the center for like 2 times in a week or 3 times in a week. But in the beginning, every day of the
Right.
week.
And I can relate to that because
Yeah.
I am an ABA therapist. So I'm a BCBA, and
Yes.
in Pakistan, unfortunately, because special needs education or inclusive education isn't really a thing.
Yes.
It's not
Yeah.
integrated within the classroom, but
Yeah.
these are strategies and things that should be, they're actually meant to be inside the classroom.
Yes.
And the reason we
Yes.
have it outside is because that's just the modality that works.
Exactly.
Here. So it's great to hear that that's, even though it's not a very big part, but still part of your program. So
Because
that's good
out
to
of
hear.
this program, the Black Belt, we do have standalone courses that do
Right.
focus on these courses as well for teachers to take, because it's ongoing professional training for us. So
have a
hence,
question over
yes, sorry.
Please.
जहाँ पे आउट ऑफ स्कूल बच्चे हैं वहाँ पे लाइकली टीचर्स भी उतनी कैपेसिटी के नहीं है, तो टीचर तो एक तो है ही नहीं,
है ही नहीं।
बट जो है उनकी भी बेयरली दे हैव सेकेंडरी सर्टिफिकेट और
बिल्कुल,
मे बी इंटरमीडिएट.
बिल्कुल।
सो इज एनी रूम इन दिस एप्लीकेशन या इन दिस प्रोग्राम जो कि उनको अपलिफ्ट करे टू उनकी
बिल्कुल।
ट्रेनिंग के लिए भी, सो दैट दे कैन एंटर टीचर मार्केट एज वेल एंड
Yes.
बेसिकली कवर जो भी आउट ऑफ स्कूल बच्चे हैं उनकी टीचिंग के लिए.
अभी जैसे रेफ्यूजी कैंप्स होते हैं, उसमें टीचर्स नहीं है, हमने उस कैपेसिटी में काम नहीं किया, लेकिन उसमें इनिशिएटिव्स हैं, उनके साथ हम काम करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि हम कुछ एक नया मॉडल ना क्रिएट करें जो एक ऑलरेडी टेस्टेड है, प्रूवन है, हम उस पर काम करें. इसलिए तो मैं कहती हूँ कि कोलैबोरेशन और पार्टनरशिप बहुत ज़रूरी है. जैसे अब हमने IT के साथ किया है, दे वर्क ऑन चिल्ड्रन लिटरेसी, दे हैव सच अमेजिंग कंटेंट एंड बुक्स एंड LMS सिस्टम ऑफ देयर ओन. सो वी आर गोइंग टू पार्टनर एंड वर्क विद देम to actually reach more and more educators. और प्लस एक चीज़ सॉरी मैंने कहनी थी कि जहाँ पर ये ऐप्स, यहाँ पर रिमोट एरियाज़ हैं, जहाँ पर इंटरनेट नहीं है, मोबाइल नहीं है, सो वी वर्क विद यूनेस्को. उसमें दे गिव अस अ प्रोजेक्ट एंड दे से कि आप अपने ब्लैक बेल्ट, हम अपने ब्लैक बेल्ट्स को चूज़ करते हैं, उन एरियाज़ में भेजते हैं और वो उनको इन पर्सन वर्कशॉप्स देते हैं एंड दे गेट पेड बाय यूनेस्को. जो उनको सैलरी, जो उनको पैसे मिलते हैं ना, वो उनकी पूरी साल की सैलरी होती है जो वो 1 महीने में कमाते हैं फ्रॉम यूनेस्को. तो वी टेल देम, कीप इट एज योर सेविंग्स, because teachers are not paid really well. In Africa, I would say their teachers were paid less than $5 per month as well. Their areas. I've been to slums. I went to the biggest slum in Kenya, and they didn't have money to even pay their teachers. And the only catch is why parents are sending their children to school is because they get food there. So Kenya is big on giving food to the children who are coming to school. So the parents are like, okay, we're doing, skill work. Our children can go to school, they're safe there, and they're getting food. And they're getting educated. And they're not supported by the government, the slums. There's no police, they don't have police station, nothing. It's all community built up and based. Yeah.
So since the sessions are asynchronous, right? So like, do the teachers ever express any kind of concern? Hey, we want to talk about a very specific problem that we're having in our school. So is there some sort of setup where they can reach out to a team from 1 million teachers to address like something along those lines?
We do have that. We do have a WhatsApp channel because teachers don't like platforms. We have tried all the fancy platforms in this world, and they're like, Facebook? व्हाट्सएप, सिर्फ व्हाट्सएप चाहिए हमें, और हमारे को 1000 ग्रुप्स हैं व्हाट्सएप के। मैं सोती हूँ सुबह, मुझे 1000 मैसेजेस आते हैं, बट आई हैव अ टीम इन ईच कंट्री जो हैंडल करती है। मैं पर्सनली भी देखती हूँ और मुझे मैसेजेस आते हैं, आई डोंट माइंड, लाइक आई वाज गेटिंग फ्रॉम पाकिस्तान एज वेल के प्लीज़ 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 मुझे ऑन बोर्ड कर लेना आप। मैंने कहा 48 आवर्स लगते हैं, दे लाइक नहीं नहीं मुझे अभी करें। मैंने कहा ओके मैं कर देती हूँ आपको। सो वी डू हैव अ क्वाइट गुड रिलेशनशिप with our teachers, and agar there's specific problem, yes, even teachers help teachers, and that's what we love. We also have a closed Facebook community as well. Agar global prize agar एक teacher apply कर रही है तो वो दूसरे teachers को भी कहती है आप भी apply करें, ये एक मतलब masters की opportunity है, आप भी इसमें apply करें. So they're like kind of on a global level uplifting, you know, each other. जी. No discrimination for transgender students. They can apply. There is no issue. Yeah, but we consider all of these factors as well. That's why we work with Faculty of Education, because that's a bigger element in North America, I would say, these days. So there's no discrimination. No discrimination. Uh, yes. Yes. There is discrimination. There is discrimination in Sub-Saharan Africa as well. I would say they can't be that open in Nigeria and Rwanda, for sure, because Nigeria is a Muslim country as well. So they're very strict. But we, as a platform for 1 million teachers, we don't discriminate. So let me tell you, we don't celebrate Eid, we don't celebrate New Year's, nothing. We are not celebrating any of these events because our focus is to empower the teacher. So that's our focus. So we don't discriminate. You're transgender, you're he, she, they, it, not our problem.
Do the teachers have to be tied to a specific education system that you are working with for them to access?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. If you're a student who is aspiring to be a teacher, are thinking about becoming a teacher one day, you can. We have teacher candidates, we have students who are maybe in their high school as well, because we did get those, some of them as well. They're part of our program as well.
Hello, Rizma. I have a question or a suggestion that
Please बताएं.
in the PG plan, what is in the 1 million teacher, there is about the girls rising,
Yes.
there's about the women empowerment.
Yes.
But just next to the suggestion on transgender,
Yes.
I think there should be lesson where we will be teaching respect to transgender, about
100%.
their rights and other
Yes.
things.
Yes.
So if it is included in the plan, then I think it will be more worthwhile for the teachers and then teachers to the students.
100%. Look, like I said, no discrimination, but that's a very sensitive topic, and we have to be very strategic about how we're going to put it out. So, yes, for sure, for sure. Like, I love the suggestion. We will. Yeah. Any other questions? Any suggestions as well? I love that. Like she suggested, like to use our own data. I love that. We're working on it because our partners, HP, because they are sponsors, they give us money. So we do work on data a lot. And that's where we decided to have our own data to make it more accurate.
Just to qualify that, so I'm not saying that all of your data has to be your own. It's just that if you can stitch different data sets together
Yes. Yeah.
and then work on it, it can be a lot more effective at
Yes.
getting more accurate.
Yeah, and up to date, because I haven't seen any data which is 2023 or 2024. It's all in 2018, 19, 2020.
Policy note for the government of Pakistan or whatever. Have you figured out a ballpark estimate for 25 million children out of school? How many teachers do you need?
No, we haven't. I won't lie. No.
Even let's say you can't cover 25 million, even 50%. So that's
We have the capacity to,
that's
yeah.
my point. I think those are takeaway,
Yeah.
real tangible data that you can have a country strategy
Exactly.
with your partners.
Oh, with the partners. Yeah, and I like it because we're offering a lot of services free to the government, and we can add that in the MOU if they can share the data with us, how we can
makes
perform.
things more targeted, yeah?
Yeah, great suggestion. Thank you. Ji.
Is it ongoing project
Training.
training
जी
or
बिल्कुल, आपने अभी ग्रेजुएशन ख़त्म की है, आपको HP मैट पे आप मेंटी बनेंगी पहले, फिर आप मेंटोर बनेंगी, उसके बाद आपको और कोर्सेज करने को मिलेंगे, वीकली सेशंस होते हैं थर्सडे को, वो आपको करने को मिलेंगे, वो आपने करने हैं।
paid or
जो HP मैट है, if once you become a mentor, then it's paid, not as a mentee. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming over here. I think it was a very interesting talk, and I think it is also time, and it's also an opportunity to make use of this great resource that you have brought to us. अगर schools इसको use करें, अपने teachers के लिए लेके जाएं, कुछ भी नहीं करना. Already we have precedent in this. जो IT काम कर रहा है, collaborations करें. Also in Sanjan Nagar, we have two people already done it. It's nothing. I mean, it's something very approachable, very doable. And thank you for talking about it. We would love to work with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone, for your time. We do have tea outside, so please help yourselves.